I guess this is a question for all the women on the panel. Like, do you think that you could get to a place where Jessica's at, where you could submit to a man and follow his lead, or does it have to be equal? Do you guys have to be an equal partnership? Like, what's all your view on that?
I guess I don't like the word submit because that makes it seem like the power is being taken from me. I'm also not religious, so I feel like, trusting the man to lead, like,
Mhm.
isn't really something that I grew up hearing about and stuff. So that's just not a relationship that I think I could be in, but that doesn't mean it doesn't work for you. It obviously does. For me to just totally lay on my back and submit, I'm not saying that's what you do, but the way I understand it.
Nicole, you're kind of getting ready to say something. I want to hear it now.
Yeah, that's the only way I would do a relationship is if I fully trusted a man to lead and to make decisions for our life as a family. When I was younger, I did relationships a different way. And then when I switched the way I did relationships, they were much more peaceful and fulfilling. I'd have to trust him 100% or I
Mhm.
won't marry him because of that. Yeah.
Aubrey?
Yeah, I feel pretty similarly. I'm not gonna go into a relationship with a person that I wouldn't trust to lead. Ultimately, like women make a lot of decisions based off their emotions and are typically kind of more chaotic with emotions than men are. And so I think it's important to be able to not like step into someone's frame, but kind of like allow them to take the lead and make the decisions that would be more difficult for you to make.
I think Aubrey hits on a really important point, but I want to go back to Anna really quick. Anna, what's the fear, right? What do you keep saying giving up control or giving up power? Like, what is this ultimate fear that you have if you happen to, like, what situation are you afraid of finding yourself in if you give up this control or give up this, sovereignty, if you will?
I don't think it's fear, but I don't know. I would like to be somewhat in control of my life. Also, in therapy, I see a lot of abuse in relationships. And I'm not saying that just because a man is in control and has, power, whatever, that he's abusive, but financial abuse, huge. I see that so much.
Jessica, what advice do you have? Like, what is a woman's obligation in a long-term relationship or a marriage?
There's a lot. So when people say like, "Oh, I can't just submit and just like do nothing," I mean, I do a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm making sure that the house is running well. I'm making sure that cleaning my house, making sure that my husband has dinner on the table every night, making sure that things are getting done, organized within our home. I know that people might look at it like, oh, you're just like a servant or something, but we need those things to live and thrive so that he can go to work and be the best person that he can be, so that he can come home and that we can have time together, make memories together. There's a lot of things that could go into it, but
I think that hits back to Aubrey's point of the passenger with the map, right? I think that there's this misconception that guys out there just want robots made of plastic and silicone just to sit there and shut up and just to be seen and not heard. And all the guys that I know in our community and the guys that I know that are successful LTRs or that are looking to be in successful LTRs are looking for a woman to complement their life. And I think Jessica, you hit on a really important point. Like, there are things that your husband is free to do because he doesn't have to worry about dinner being ready or the house being clean, or you are able to make his life easier and free up time so he can work more hours, he can be more in a relaxed mood, so you guys can enjoy time spending together. And I think that's what most guys are looking for. They're looking at a complementary and a interdependent relationship. I talk about this all the time, where I think we've completely overshot, 50 years ago, 60 years ago. Look, no one's disputing that women couldn't get credit cards, or sometimes they couldn't open bank accounts, or sometimes they weren't even allowed to work and they were completely dependent on their husband. And we've gone from a completely dependence model to a independence model. I mean, independent in itself means by yourself. It means separate from one another. And we are no longer, we completely skipped over interdependence, where each person brings something valuable and complementary to the other, to independence, where you have two people that are fighting for this control. And these men out here that are looking for relationships, if that's what they're doing, and are looking for women to spend time with, the last thing they want to do is argue and bicker and have to negotiate over every single little decision that might affect the both of you.
I really hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full-length podcast, you can find that over here, that clip's from. If you're newer to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe over here, and pin down below in the top comment, you'll find a bunch of useful links to my website, my supplement line, books, and a bunch of other stuff. Have an amazing day. Peace out.